Welcome to game number 2 here of EGAxslav versus ROOTMinigun for the IPL Season 1 Losers Round 3. I'm DJ Wheat, and we saw Minigun take game number 1 with his one-base Colossus push. Worked out pretty good. Let's find out what these two players have in store for one another. But before we introduce them and show their positions, don't forget to check out IGN.com/IPL for match updates, some interviews, great interviews with the players. Also, of course, the ongoing tournament here for the IPL Season 1. Additionally, if you head on over to IGN.com/IPL, you can win 1 of 5 Nintendo 3DSs. And I know you probably want to win all 5 of them, but guys, we got to share it. Come on, we got to share the prizes. So you can win 1 of 5 Nintendo 3DSs, and Mini Wheat has one, and they are pretty awesome. No StarCraft on those yet, but you know, maybe one day. We've got EGAxslav, our red Protoss, spawning in the east position here on Terminus RE, and his opponent is going to be ROOTMinigun, spawning as the blue Protoss, light blue, if you are going to get, you know, specific about it. And he's spawning in the west position. So cross positions, as we do see this early scout by Axslav, something that he also did in the prior game. Right now, Gateway a little bit ahead for Axslav. Again, something that we saw in the previous game. And I guess we do have a scout here from Minigun, opting to go a little bit earlier. And one of the things that's interesting about Terminus RE as we have the opening moments of this game is that essentially you have a completely free 1, 2, 3 expand. So your main base is right here. Of course, veteran StarCraft players, you all know this, so just play along. And then, of course, you've got a natural. Good distance to your natural, but you do have a nice little choke here that you can fight in and play in just a little bit. And we have sidecores going down for both players, while we show the third base, which does have a rich Vesping geyser, but only the one. So obviously that kind of makes up for it. And the thing is that by air, these can be incredibly vulnerable. So as you expand out, you have to be able to move your army back and forth. Now, we've seen Protoss games where this has been very difficult for Protoss to do. Not necessarily versus other Protoss, but even Terran or Zerg. If you have a base down here, and even if your army is all in the middle, we see a lot of players say do a drop up here while they're also doing a drop down here and really splitting up those Protoss forces. Have some early probe fighting. It's one of those kind of playful, flirtatious fighting, like I want to kill you, but really that just means I love you type thing. It always is with probes. That's just the way it is. Warp Gate research going down for both players. Chrono boosted on Minigun side over here. See the Chrono boost not going up as quickly. And looks like he's beating on this gas that I did not mention. Shame on me, because this gas was taken by Minigun. And there's a lot he's going to be able to see from that, actually. He's going to be able to see if any Chrono boosts are put down on the Warp Gate. He's also going to deny his opponent some gas there for a while. As you can see, Minigun already does have some gas. And, of course, he's got double the gas intake currently. We do have Pylon up front with some Zealots. Interesting. And Stalker checking for any proxy Pylons. Also some Pylons on the outside just in case any sort of crazy Warp Prism or possible airplay might come in. And over on the other side, where do we got Axslav going? He's going to throw down a gateway and a robotics facility, which is nearly completed. Do we have the exact same thing over on our opponent's side? No, he's actually going to go 3 and a Twilight Council. So with double gas, there's quite a few options that he could actually go with right here. And based off of his unit composition, we will find out very shortly. Stalker going to make its way over. No more scouting inside the base of Minigun. Another Stalker's going to meet up. Vision all over the map from Axslav. We're going to see that gateway finish. And immediately from Axslav, that Immortal comes out. And, you know, I really think the Immortal as a unit is amazing. It rips through so much. Hold on, we do have a fight here at the front door. It looks like Axslav is going to be outnumbered. And you can see Minigun giving chase right here. Blink is going into research. Interesting. Okay, so off of the Twilight Council 3 gate, you know, Blink one of the obvious choices. Some sort of Templar tech would be the second. But the way that Minigun was going, of course, going with the Blink. And versus the Immortals, of course, having Blink will save those Immortals. But if EGAxslav has the same number of Immortals that he had in the last game, he is going to do some serious damage versus his opponent. So we do have a Observer making its way in here, not a probe. Blink is almost finished, and once Blink's finished, I'm sure that he's going to pretty much want to do some immediate damage, which he might be able to do because you can see EGAxslav putting up his Nexus, about halfway done right now. Looking down, we have another Immortal coming out, another Gateway going down. So EGAxslav very confident in the build that he displayed in game number 1. A lot of Stalkers making their way over along with the Sentry. Probe going to move up, possibly playing a forward pylon. This Probe is going to... Oh, whoa, he just gave away his Blink. Not really needing to either. Not sure why he decided to do that because his opponent is going to know exactly. Now, with that Observer, he could also blink into the base via this ground here, but we're going to have to see how he does here in this battle as everything's going to move forward. Going to immediately go after that pylon. Will focus fire. It does not go down. Meanwhile, we will see some initial damage coming out on these Stalkers. We are seeing a lot of blink play, but there are 2 Immortals out, and they will devastate a few of those units. Now here comes, it could be the blink onto the high ground. Where is the Observer? Observer's coming over, blink onto the high ground. He's going to go after the first pylon. Units are going to be warping in. Now keep in mind there is a pylon, and these Zealots will be trapped up here. Going to immediately go around the Immortal, and that was actually a great play, but he did not have enough Stalkers, and I do think EGAxslav will be able to kill his opponent. Wow, EGAxslav actually pulling probes to deal with that, thinking that it was serious enough that he needed to do something. But the big deal here is I think Minigun just has already lost so many units that even with 1 Immortal out and another one on the way, actually this one and then 1 more on the way, so 2 out, this is going to be really bad for Minigun. I just don't think he's going to be able to have the unit count that he needs. Blinking into the high ground, I like that, but with the blink cooldown, ooh, it's rough. He's going to go after this Gateway right here, see if he can pick it off while it's being constructed. He might have to cancel it. Cancel that Gateway! Why didn't you make that in your base? Anyway, it makes a choke point, so that's one good reason why. So Force Fields might come into play here too, as well as Zealots try to move forward. There's the Force Field. Move those Stalkers around. Stalkers going to try to go into the high ground. They bait their opponents out. A couple of Sentries. Oh my god, the Sentries are going to Force Field the ramp, and they do, and there's absolutely nothing that EGAxslav can do except for warping units here inside the main base. He does have some vision up there. He'll try to take out the Sentries. Oh my god, how is he going to deal with this? He really needs this Immortal to come out. There is a Sentry. He's going to have to pull some probes. He's going to bring a Zealot in, but don't forget these guys have blink. He doesn't blink very far. And wow, I do not think that was the best unit control, but so many Sentries out right now. When this Immortal does come out, it will do some serious damage. But he needs it to come out. He's going to go after it, try to get rid of that robot facility. There's the Immortal, going to pull the probes, try to do as much damage as he possibly can. Still force fielding the front of this base. We do see the blink out of the probes route. Oh, and he misses the force field. All the units come up, and Minigun's going to get sandwiched here. Oh, he has to say GG. And 1 failed force field costs him the game. A great strategy, maybe not quite refined. Unfortunately, I think the big killer for Minigun was those Immortals, despite the fact that he did trap his opponent down at the bottom of that ramp for a very, very long time. Minigun took the first game, but EGAxslav takes game number 2. Coming up, game number 3 as we continue the IPL Season 1 broadcast of the Losers Round 3.